Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Please do like, share and subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back and I love you down. Finally guys, today I'm filming my makeup routine. I know like a few of you guys have asked me a few times to share what I use on my face, how I do my makeup, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. It's not a tutorial, it's going to be more of like a chit chat while I do my face. I'll share whatever makeup tips obviously that I have as I do my face, but this is going to be primarily me answering the Q&A questions that you guys send me on Instagram. Thank you so much to everyone who participated. I low-key had to bully you guys, but I'm glad that I did because here we are. So yeah guys, I'm really excited to film this video. Please do excuse my sound today. The house is busy, it's a Saturday. There are renovations happening next door, so it's a bit loud, but you know what, I feel like you guys can hear me. And also I figured if I don't film this video today, I'm never gonna film it, so let's get to business. I'm actually filming in the living area today because the lighting here is so good. I wish I could take it upstairs to the room, you know, but you know what, we're gonna make it work. I think I like the lighting here and I feel like it's gonna reflect my makeup properly, so it's fine. But yeah guys, I also feel like I actually want to get a new name for my subscribers. I feel like besties is so overdone and boring. I just can't think of what to call my subscribers. So if you have any suggestions and any like recommendations or any ideas, please drop them in the comment section and I'll pick one from the ones that you guys suggest, you know. But I do feel like besties is a bit overdone. I'm a bit bored, so let's find something new, let's find something interesting, like keshapuka besties. Okay, so the first question I got is where am I from originally and how did I end up in Johannesburg? So I always have like a bit of a tough time answering this question because I'm from Mthatha, but I was born and raised in Pretoria. I've lived in Pretoria my whole life. So people would argue that then you're from Pretoria. No, I don't identify as someone who's from Pretoria because God forbid should I die before I'm married or whatever, I'm gonna get buried in my family home, Eastern Cape. So I'm definitely not from Pretoria because for me also I feel like I identify more with being Xhosa and being, you know, from Mthatha even though I've never lived there most of my life. So yeah, literally I've only been in Joburg for about a year. Kind of like it here, even though the people are a bit weird. The people here don't greet, guys. Why am I not such a big mulisi? Like, that's just one thing that I just never get. Umdu will come and say hi to everyone that you're standing with and just completely discard your existence, you know. But anyways, I'm from thingy Mthatha, but I was born and raised in Pretoria, and I've been in Joburg for just like about a year now. We're literally with all my friends are now, but I had moved and studied in PE, obviously for university, which was like basically just 1 year and a few months because COVID happened and then we had to go study from home. But yeah, I lived in PE for a bit, but that's just basically where I'm from in a nutshell. And I also actually got so many questions related to content creation and just my journey, advice I'd give people. So the first question is, how did I get into content creation? I got into content creation. I think my journey with content creation hasn't been linear. I got into content. Okay, I first got onto promo Twitter. I was on promo Twitter for like from like since like maybe 2016 or so, and then I realized the potential of getting paid for posting on social media. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then obviously we saw a rise in content creation in South Africa. Then like I think in maybe 2019 or 2020, I started doing trade exchanges, right? So your companies like Beauty Bulletin, which is now I think TripAdvisor or something like that. Brand Advisor, sorry. It's Brand Advisor, Beauty Bulletin, Ruby Box. Like they would say they're looking for people to do campaign or content for certain campaigns. They'd send you products and then you basically do it in exchange for the products. So I started getting into that. I think my first campaign ever was a Revlon perfume campaign, which was really cool. I think I'll put a picture of like the content that I got, but that was nice. And then from there, I just started like building my profile, obviously on Instagram and stuff, because brands want to see that you have something on your profile before they want to work with you. So then from there, I started working with Benini as well. They were sending me PR packages. And then after that, I got into getting paid for shooting and campaigns and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I got into it like that. I just saw the potential in like making money from like posting content, and I've always been someone who's liked taking pictures. So I've loved aesthetics, looking good, dressing up, so it just came naturally, I think, after that. But that's basically how I got into content. And the second question tied into this is how far I'd like to venture into content creation. If I'm being honest, I would love to do it full time, right? I think my fears with doing it full time right now is that it's like still a pretty new career. In South Africa, it's not something that we've seen for very long, so I don't know the longevity in how stable it is. I think that's just my thing, or like my reservations around it. But if I'm being honest, I would love to do it full time. Like I would love to. I mean, right now I kind of am because I'm unemployed, but I really would like to see how far I'd go if I do it full time. It's just, I feel like I also really want to be secure in my future. So I don't know right now if I would quit everything and pursue content creation, how my life would look like when I'm like 40 plus. Would I still be making money from being a content creator or influencer, So yeah, that's my dilemma right now. But you know what, I'll figure it out. I'm still pretty young. I'm only 25, so we'll see. But I'm still going to pursue it and still going to do my thing. And yeah. I use 2 primers on my face. I feel like you guys don't think I'm crazy, but I feel like prepping and priming your face is the key to having a set face bead. So I literally use these 2. This is like more of a hydrating primer, and this is more of for like mattifying because I've got oily skin. And you know what, this combo works. I don't know what it is, but for me it's been eating. I like it. Actually, all my makeup that I'm using in this video is makeup you can find from Discam. It's not high-end products. I don't use high-end products at the moment, besides like my lip combo, I guess. But at the moment I'm literally using stuff that you can get from Discam and Clicks. At a budget, obviously, because I think I hadn't been very invested in doing my makeup like that. Only recently I'm starting to want to learn techniques, want to better doing my face. So I think at some point I'll obviously invest in like higher end products, but right now I'm using my drugstore products and I'm loving it. Like, I'm absolutely loving it. Okay, and then the next question is, what is something that I enjoy about my 20-somethings, and what is the biggest lesson I've learned in my 20-somethings? I think I'm really enjoying living life in my 20-somethings, guys. Like, just the freedom that, being an adult comes with. Like, no one's gonna tell me, you can't go here, you can't do 1, 2, 3, you can't. I'm literally living life on my terms. And I feel like I've always been someone who's just wanted to live life on my terms. So like now that I have the freedom to do it, and I feel like, my parents are proud because I went to school, I studied, literally, that kind of stuff. It really just makes life so much easier where you know that you're trusted and you can make sound decisions for yourself. Like, I really just love being an individual. I love the fact that I'm growing into my own person. I'm developing, traits that I like within myself. I feel like I'm a really cool girl. Like, I think I'm a really cool person. So just like growing more into myself and having community and like meeting cool people and just becoming friends or building friendships with like cool girls. I'm a girl's girl. I literally have like probably less than 5 guy friends. Something I would like to work on in the future, but I'm not stressed about having guy friends, honestly. I feel like I'm really enjoying my 20-somethings. I'm enjoying girlhood. I'm enjoying just friendship, guys. Friendship is such a beautiful concept. Like, love it so much. Love my friends down. And yeah, I think just getting to know myself more and getting to grow out of my shell. I feel like a lot of people who know me from like when I was a bit younger in high school and stuff would say they thought I was like a very reserved person, which I don't agree with. I don't think I was reserved, but I feel like I'm coming more and more out of my shell and just becoming my true self. And that's my favorite thing about my 20-somethings, just growing and learning and realizing, I'm really enjoying that. And I think the biggest lesson I've learned in my 20-somethings is to not be a people pleaser, I think I'm someone who used to like really value protecting people's feelings at the expense of my feelings and my peace of mind. And I'm more confrontational now. I'm literally more vocal. When I don't like something, I will tell you I don't like something. I'm gonna tell you, hey, I don't feel like I appreciate it, 1, 2, 3. And literally from there, just, I'm able to address stuff. I'm finding my voice. So I think that's one thing I've learned in my 20-somethings as well. I think I regret being a people pleaser like when I was younger, but obviously you're younger, with your family, you have to conform to what, but Amanda Badala, you can't 1, 2, 3, you can't be a rude person, you can't, So I think obviously as you grow, you realize that some of the things that you were taught when you were younger aren't necessarily true. You can say you don't like something, even if Umdu is older than you. You can voice that you're not impressed with something. You don't have to live for other people all the time. I think that's been maybe my biggest regret, just trying to please everyone and not myself. And literally all the people you're trying to please are not pleased with you. I promise you, they don't care. They're not going to keep it in their minds. But okay, Lisa did 1, 2, 3 to please me. In the future, it's gonna just come at the expense of your peace of mind and your, just your wellness. And it's not worth it. So tell people if they've done something that you don't like, be vocal. Stand up for yourself, talk your shit. That's just one thing that I'm learning in my 20s. I'm also using a damp makeup sponge to blend my makeup. I think using a damp one makes the foundation sit better in my opinion. And since I've used it on myself, I'm not looking back. Literally not looking back. Yeah, and also something else I've learned in my 20-somethings is honestly, it's so important to have community. It's so important to be a friend that shows up. It's so important to maintain the relationships that you want in your life. In as much as we're all growing and we're being busy and all of that stuff, it's not going to cut it. That's not an excuse that's going to cut it forever. You're going to lose people that you value in your life because you are not showing up. I feel like I'm one person who shows up. Invite me to anything of yours. Share anything of yours with me. If you're my friend, I will be there, I try my hardest, honestly. I think I try my hardest to always show up for my friends and make time for my friends, because those are the people that are going to really hold you down in the long run. Sharp, obviously you have your family, you have your relationships or whatever it is, but there's nothing better than friendship, guys. Because after all, computers crash. Computers truly crash. And then what are you going to do if you don't have friends in your life, if you don't have community? I think it's really important. And I think I learned that lesson very young, just obviously with grief and losing my mom and losing my sister. I saw how much showing up for friends really matters, from how my friends showed up for me, and that's just something that I've taken with me, and I'm gonna continue taking with me for the rest of my life. It's so important to be someone who shows up and is intentional with the relationships with the people that you actually care about and you want in your life. Otherwise, uzafa babes, and then what? Please look at how well my foundation is sitting on my skin. She is eating. It's so important to prime your face, guys. And that's about this Zange foundation with no primer on, and what I thought I was doing. I really thought I ate that. It's so important to prime your face, especially if you want your makeup to come out really nicely. If you wanted to give a photo shoot ready or whatever, prime your face, guys. When they say prep and prime, it's not for vibes. It's actually real. Primer will make or break how your makeup looks, and how your foundation sits on your face. It is so important. The next question says, what things I regret doing in my 20s? In brackets, it says, don't be serious. I don't know. Do I have regrets? Am I someone who lives with regret? I don't think so. I've lived life. I've had a good ass time on earth, guys. Would highly recommend 10 out of 10. But if I had to think of something that's not serious that I feel like I regret, maybe certain people I've dated in my life. I think they're just certain people you're just dude, I should have never given you a time of day. You were never worth my time. You were just an extra body for no reason. There was no reason for us to even engage like that, So maybe that, I just feel but it happens to the best of us. I feel if you're someone who dates, all of that stuff, maybe you will encounter people where you're just nah, you were a waste of my time. Even maybe if you didn't even take things far, where you're just going on dates and stuff, and you just realize that this person was never serious to begin with, I think that's one thing I would regret. There's certain people who I gave the time of day where I'm just actually, maybe I should have just mized and kept it moving and really not have entertained you, But honestly, that's something that happens to the best of anyone who's dating in their 20s. But I feel like it's important to date in your 20s so that you know, like, what you like. You just get to know yourself in romantic settings and what your preferences are, you know. So do I really regret it? If I'm being honest, I don't know. I really don't know, but I really would recommend that people date in their 20s, guys. I think it's really just important, even like to getting to understand yourself as a person as well, you know. It's really important. I'm not saying be irresponsible. Please do not be irresponsible. But it's so important to just live life in your 20s so that you're not in your 30s living with regrets where you're like, I should have done this when I was younger. Like, there's no time for regrets. There's no time to, like, rewind. So just live your life and enjoy. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's not a lot of things that I regret doing, guys. I'm someone who lives life and enjoys living life. And I feel like, no regrets. Like, my brows are almost non-existent. But you know what? We're going to work with it. I've had these eyebrows my whole life. Like, it's fine. The next question is, how do you deal with shame? She says, I'm 23 and I became a nigga's other girl. Yeah. I actually wish I had more context to this question. Because number one, did you know that you were becoming this nigga's other girl? Or did you willingly, like, or did you unwillingly find yourself in that situation, you know? So I think I'll give answers for both situations, where the situation where you did know or the situation where you didn't know, okay? If you didn't know, honestly, there's nothing you can do. I'm sorry you had to experience that. Men lie so much. Like, I can't even blame you for that. Like, you honestly never know until you know, sometimes with guys. So just, like, forgive yourself and give yourself grace, because obviously you didn't know better. You couldn't have made a better decision or better call with regards to that situation. And honestly, you'll find your person. Like, these things unfortunately happen. It's not a reflection on who you are. Don't take it too personally. Just, hey, Sana, it is what it is kind of thing, you know? But in the situation where you knew that you're becoming this person's other girl, I think you should feel a bit of shame. Like, I'm side-eyeing a bit, you know? I understand you're just 23, you're young. These things, I think at a certain age, are, like, okay to experience. But I think the slippery slope of that situation is that you could find yourself in a situation where you're that person all the time now, where you're just always the other person in people's relationships. So that's something that you need to investigate for yourself if that's the case. If you willingly got into that situation knowing that this person has a partner and you just still took them seriously, or got yourself into that situation, maybe just reevaluate or evaluate why you're okay with being second best. Or like, why are you okay with being second best? Why are you okay with being the other girl? Like, you need to just sit down with yourself and be honest about that. And also just maybe grow from it, grow up and old. Like, there's a certain age where that shit is not acceptable. Like, and you're getting to that age. I think after 23, there's no reason for you to get involved with other people's partners. I think I tweeted about this the other day, that I feel like I'm at an age where I don't think I want to be friends with someone who's, like, always involved with other people's partners. I would never be friends with someone like that. I feel like the older I grow, because I'm 25 this year, like, you need to be getting your life together. Being the other person all the time is not cool, dog. Like, you really need to just sit down and think about why you're okay with that. And stop. That's no other way. There's nothing else I can tell you besides stop. Like, it's not okay, guys. Like, you can't be someone's other person all the time. You get used to getting second best treatment, and that's just what you go. And next thing, now you're in people's marriages, you're the other person all the time as well. Like, it's not something to be proud of, honestly. I think just grow from it as well. Give yourself grace. I don't know, maybe there's, like, more reason to why that's something that you found yourself in. But I think just introspect on why, okay, if you knew and you willingly went after someone's partner, you were like, I'm okay with the fact that you're someone's partner, I still want to be with you. It's a bit crazy, but yeah, I think maybe just think about it and why. Why like, why? Yeah, the next one is one so many of you guys asked. I think everyone wants to know, and I'm gonna answer obviously. But the next question, I'm gonna, like, combine two questions that I got asked. One is, how did you and your partner meet? And then someone else asked, how do I navigate being in a relationship in my 20s? Oh, excuse me. My partner and I met. Guys, answer your DMs. Your soulmate could be in your DMs. Literally, that's where my partner and I met. He DM'd me, asking me on a date. I mean, I had followed him first, But I think I thought he was cute, but I wasn't going to do anything about it. Like, I think I'm one person who's just like very do not shoot your shots. So I wasn't planning on doing anything about it. But I was like, oh, this guy's cute. I followed him, he followed me back. And then a few months later, he DM'd me asking to take me on a date. He asked me if I was seeing anyone, if I want to go on a date with him. I was like, well, hell yeah. And then we went on our first date. It was cute. We went to like Santon City, the rooftop used to have like a drive-in movie thing. Ish, guys, sorry. My makeup is finishing. But there was this drive-in makeup thing at Santon. Your makeup. Drive-in cinema at Santon City, the rooftop. So we went to go watch a movie there. Then we went out for drinks after that. And that was fun. It was like a different date to what I've been to before. Then like maybe a week after, he asked me to take me on a second date. And then he took me on the second date. Our second date lasted literally a weekend. Our second date was a weekend long, which was a vibe. It was fun. I got to meet his friends. We went out. It was a vibe. We didn't do anything. It was just like genuinely just vibes. And then from there, he asked me to be his girlfriend. And now we've been together. This year is going to be our 4th year together, which is a bit crazy. It's literally the longest relationship I've ever been in. I've always been someone who's just very short term. Let's date for 2 months and I'm going to dump you. Because I literally have a low tolerance for nonsense. But yeah. And navigating a relationship in my 20s, personally, I've been having a blast, right? Because number one, I think it's really important, or for me, I found it really important to date someone who's like my friend. Like, build a friendship in your relationship so you guys actually like each other. And just see if you guys like each other as people. You know, because sometimes really people date people that they don't like. Like, you love this person, but you don't like them. So then it's easy for you to start moving mad because you're just like, I actually don't really like you as a person. Maybe there's just character traits that you don't like about this person or whatever. So that was something that I found important when I got into this relationship to see. But do I like this person? Is someone that I feel like is a friend to me? Like, and that answer was obviously yes. I feel like my partner and I are like besties. Sorry to my best friends. But literally, he's like my best friend. I can talk to him about anything. So that's been great. And for me, honestly, I felt like it's really important to still have my individuality, even though I'm in a relationship. Like, I don't want to ever find myself in a space where I'm making a relationship my entire personality, where I'm neglecting everyone else and everything else for the sake of a relationship. That's like a high, or ticket to disaster. Literally, in my opinion, I just feel like it's really important to still be yourself, to still live your life, to still have enjoyment in your 20s, even if you're in a relationship. Like, for me, I feel like my partner is my partner, not my parent. I have my dad at home. I'm not looking for someone who's going to be parenting me or treating me like Ndumdan or trying to boss me around and tell me what I can or can't do. No way, Jose, that's not going to happen. So I think that was something that I found really important for myself. And I think, obviously, my partner as well, we literally balance each other out really well. Like, he's his own person, I'm my own person, and together we are a couple. But I'm Lisa outside of him. You know, he's himself outside of Lisa. So I think that's something that I found really important and that I really appreciate, you know. Like, it's really important to just also, like, have a personality outside of your relationship. Like, people always ask me, how are you always out? How are you doing Fun City Ujala? It's because I'm my own person, babe. Like, I am literally my own person. I'm not going to, like, make a relationship my entire personality, you know. It's really important to have boundaries as well and just be able to communicate and be respectful to your partner, even when you are someone who goes out and stuff like that. It's not difficult to be respectful and not move mad or whatever, you know. So yeah, that's another thing. Just be respectful. Be mindful of, like, of yourself when you're out. Obviously, be respectful. And just communication is really important so that if there's something that you're not happy about or I'm not happy about, we're able to talk about it and it won't be a crazy explosion of just emotions and feelings. But personally, I found it really important to find a partner who understands that I'm my own person, who also wants to be their own person, so that there's not like a misunderstanding of now when I'm out, I need to have him by my side all the time, or when he's out, he has to have me by his side all the time, you know. So that's just how it's been in my 20s, because we started dating when I was 22, and he's 6 years older than me. So yeah, for me, I just felt like, okay, cool, if I'm gonna get into a relationship again, I need to get into one where I'm able to be myself and be free and not be caged in. because yeah, that would really suck, and I would not appreciate that. I would not want to be with someone like that. The next question is, what has my biggest struggle been with creating content? This is one I have to kind of think about a bit more, because I don't think, have I had struggles? Oh yeah, actually I think because most of my friends, I think I'm not someone who makes friends for the sake of people being content creators. I'm just like, let's be friends, we both are influencers, let's be friends with each other, you know. All my friends are people that I actually, I mean, I do have content creator friends, don't get me wrong, but like my friends are in different fields of like work and stuff. So it's hard sometimes, like on a Wednesday, for example, if I want to get like pictures and stuff like that, to find people who are as flexible as me to be able to like shoot content with me. In as much as I have a tripod, a camera and stuff like that, obviously we live in South Africa, so it's not safe to you know, leave the house with your camera and go shoot in the street with the tripod. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So it's just like, it's been hard, I guess, to capture content, in times where no one else can help me shoot. That's something I've struggled with. And I think at some point I'd love to like maybe tap into having a photographer who does help me shoot content, so that at least I'm not like waiting for other people's schedules to free up for me to shoot content that I want to shoot. That's been definitely a struggle. And also number 2, brands that don't want to pay. I spoke about this in my previous video. This is something I speak about all the time. I feel like there's nothing that annoys me more than brands that don't want to pay people their worth. Like, sometimes they want to cheap out. Umtu wants a trade exchange with 10,000 deliverables, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, the package you're sending me is not worth me giving you content for free. You know, that kind of stuff really, really pisses me off. Like, pay content creators their worth. You know, people think content creation is easy. You can just take a camera and whatever. You try to do it yourself and tell me if it's easy. It's really not easy. You really need to put so much effort and time and thought into like creating content. Where people try to cut corners and with costs and stuff, it pisses me off. Like, if my rate is a certain amount of money, pay me my rate. Don't try and cheap out of it, you know? So I think that's something else that's like really, that gets me riled up. You can really tell that I'm getting into my feels about this, because I really don't appreciate it. I think no one else is treated that way. It's just people think of content creation and think it's a lazy, easy career to do. And it's not, because if it was, then everybody would be a content creator, because people make good amounts of money. There's a lot of money in content creation. So if you feel like it's an easy job, then why don't you do it yourself, you know? So I think that's been my thing, like, pay me my money. Give me my money, literally, because guys, it's enough, guys. We all have bills to pay. We all have debit orders that have to go off. So if I'm telling you my rate is 1, 2, 3, don't come at me and say, okay, no, actually, I'll give you a free perfume and a little bag, and then you can shoot 3 reels and 3 stories and then tag me on them. That's crazy business. Like, let's be respectful of each other's thingies, careers, and passions, you know. The next question is, what tips do I have for someone trying to get into their content creation bag? Before I get into that question, I believe in the step of applying setting spray before you blend out your under eyes, because I have under eyes that crease. Like, literally in my corner here, it will usually crease. So since I've started doing this step, it literally makes my makeup sit better. But anyways, tips I would give someone who's trying to get into content creation. Personally, I don't think having a niche is really important. Like, sharp, maybe you can have like one your content maybe focus on beauty mostly, but don't box yourself in. Like, you're gonna miss out on campaign opportunities and stuff like that if you're gonna box yourself in. I feel like as a person, you are like multifaceted, you know. You don't only do makeup every single day, you get dressed every single day, so you can incorporate makeup, fashion, and then sometimes you're getting dressed to go out. That's lifestyle content, you know. Then you add that to your feed as well. Don't box yourself into just one type of content, just so you make sure that you're putting your hands in different pots and getting the bag. Because I do feel like just being one trick pony does kind of limit you in terms of just how far you can go or how many brands you get to work with. So just try yourself out and see. Maybe just like do 2 or 3 different niches, so that at least, you know, you've got like a better versatility with you. Don't be a one trick pony. Number 2, I definitely think when you're starting out with doing content, maybe do try out doing trade exchanges. For me, it really made a difference. It really got me into like knowing what to do, knowing angles when I'm capturing content, knowing, you know, that kind of stuff. Trade exchanges are not a bad thing when you're starting out. So I definitely think maybe do get into that. Like try Beauty Bulletin, Brand Advisor and all that stuff. I feel like they are pretty good for you to get into it. But I think that's another thing. Just try yourself out with trade exchanges and don't be a one-trick pony. I think those are the 2 tips that I would give to someone trying to get into content. The next question is, how is YouTube treating me? Guys, I love YouTube so much. I'm so glad I came back. Like, I've really been enjoying it so much. I'm actually upset at myself for not doing it sooner. I really think loving it so much. I feel like the reception has been great. I think my channel grew quite a bit in a short space of time, so I'm really like happy about that. It's something that I'm really like enjoying, and I feel like I'm only gonna go up from here, you know. It's really been great, and I feel like obviously the more consistent I am as well, the more results I'm gonna see. I did say that one of my goals for this year is getting to 10K, and I feel like I'm doing my part. I'm gonna keep doing my part. I'm really enjoying it, and I just know that, you know, in the long run it's gonna pay off. So I'm really enjoying it. I have literally no complaints. The next question is, what 2 quotes do I fully live by? I don't know if these are quotes. It's just maybe posts I've seen that I feel like just live in my mind rent free. The first one is, detach from the fear of embarrassment and go for your dreams. And then the second one is, just start. You can focus on making it better later. Those are the 2 that I believe in, because number 1, I feel like sometimes in life we literally get in our heads so much that you actually don't ever get to do what you really want to do, because either number 1, you're thinking of other people's opinions and what people are going to have to say, or number 2, you're just too scared, you know. And I feel like I've just let go of the fear of perception. Like, people are always going to perceive me. It's fine, you know. But that shouldn't stop me from living my life and just, you know, doing whatever I want to do. I feel like, yeah, a lot of us are always in our heads thinking we matter more than we actually do to people. Like, people aren't always just thinking about you and scrutinizing you. Scrutinizing every single thing that you do. Like, guys, I can't even tell you, like, what I watched or whose story I saw 2 days ago. Like, or what it was in that story, you know. No one is living in my head rent-free like that. So why would I assume that people are always thinking about what I'm doing or thinking that I'm being embarrassing or I'm being cringe or whatever? And I feel like that's really something that's able to hold you back as a person. If you just always think you matter more than you do to other people, people are honestly too focused on themselves and their own lives for them to care about what Lisa is posting, what Lisa is doing. Like, I'm not living in anyone's head rent-free, you know? And if I am, then good for you, babes. I actually don't care. I really don't care. And I feel like that's just really important to just remember, so that you just do stuff. Because I feel like, you know, with posting content, sometimes you overthink it. For me, like, I've had moments where I'm just like, oh my word, what if people hate it? What if people feel like, what if people... It really does not matter that much. People don't care about me as much as I think they do. And the second one, which actually helped me a lot with coming back to YouTube, is just start. You can focus on making it better later. I feel like I had stopped YouTube and then I gave myself like, I want to go back when I have 1, 2, 3, when I have a camera, which I have now. But you know, like, it's one of those, you're going to give excuses as to why you aren't going back to something that you want to do. And that's something I've struggled with. Like, I feel like I have excuses for things sometimes. And honestly, everyone that you see who's like doing really well at something that you want to do started somewhere. Like, everyone starts somewhere. No one wakes up and is absolutely amazing at what they do, but the way that they got there is just by them continuously doing it and practicing or whatever, you know. I feel like with like, for example, YouTube, the more I put out vlogs, the better my vlogs are going to look, the better I'm going to be able to edit, the better. It only gets better as soon as you start, you know. So I think, yeah, just start. You can focus on making it better later. And detach from the fear of embarrassment. Nobody cares. Like, people aren't thinking about you like that, babe. And that's something I just constantly remind myself when I find myself in a little overthinking mess where I'm just like, actually, nobody cares. Just post. Just do it. Like, people don't really care as much as you think they do. The next one is, which shows do I rewatch and why? I've actually been in my rewatching era. I've been in my rewatching era. I was rewatching Bridgerton because number one, I'm a sucker for like a love story. I love it so much, and I feel like I just love how their costumes are so good. Their everything, their hair and all of that. It's just nice watching Bridgerton, you know. Besides the story arcs, they just have really nice you know, wardrobe, makeup, the acting is good. I really enjoy it. Also, just to refresh my mind before the new Bridgerton comes out. So I've been watching so that by the time they drop season 4, I have some sort of, I remember like the story arcs with people's characters and stuff like that. And the second show I keep rewatching is Insecure. Every single year without a fail, I rewatch Insecure. I feel like I love, it was just, it's a perfect like being 20, in your 20s or 30s or early 30s and black show. Like, it feels so relatable, you know. There's so many things that Issa goes through, so many things that Molly goes through, so many things that just happen on that show that I feel like this is something that I feel like my friends and I are experiencing, you know. It's like such a nice quote-unquote coming of age series. I really love it, and I feel like it's really important for perspective, you know, just with friendships and stuff like that. Like, Molly is a shady girl, but I feel like she wasn't a good friend to Issa, you know, just realizing those kind of things, and just like friendship dynamics and how you show up for friends and stuff like that, you know. I just feel like it's important for perspective. I feel like everyone or every woman in her 20s and early 30s should watch Insecure and rewatch it every now and again. If you're not acting like Kelly on Insecure, you're doing the wrong thing. She's one person who I'm just like, that's my spirit animal. Non-chaotic, just vibes, living life, constantly evolving character. I love Kelly so much on Insecure, but I believe in Insecure so much because I feel like it's so important for perspective and just, you know, just rewatching to realize how Molly got Issa effed up. She was actually just a bit of an unhinged friend, but you know what? I feel like she did like come to her senses and do better and live better. And I just love that about that show. Everyone had a redemption arc in their storyline, and everyone was like a shitty person at some point, but like at the end of it all, it was just an amazing show. I wish it didn't have to end, but okay, love Insecure. Guys, there's no one who believes in a 2016 brow like I do. People were shading it. You know, I love you for your fluffy brows, guys. Love that for you guys. But personally, I'm going to loop my eyebrows. I really love a 2016 brow, 2016 makeup, besides the cut crease scare. But I really feel like it got booed and it didn't deserve to get booed. Like, it's like, for me, such an important era of makeup, just for like a nice and clean look, you know. I'm not a big, obviously because I don't have like brows like that, but like fluffy eyebrows are not for me because like andinazo. So I love a good 2016 brow personally. Bring that back. The next question is, where do I find inspiration for my outfits? I find the inspiration in my big brain that God gave me. Like, I honestly just think of stuff in my head, or pairing items that I have together, or maybe if I see an item in the store or like online, and I'll like picture an outfit for it and then get it, you know. I feel like maybe it's just because I've got like a good eye for like items and clothes and stuff like that. Shout out to my mom. My mom had impeccable taste. Like, I got that from her, but like I think it's just in my head. Sometimes if I have like an outfit idea, I'll go onto Pinterest and like get just see variations on that outfit, or how I could put it together. In the instance where maybe it's not coming together in my head like I envisioned it, I'll go onto Pinterest. But honestly, my outfit inspos come from my brain. Like, I just think of stuff sometimes, or just like think of items, then try and search it and then buy it if I don't have one, and then pair it together. But I really feel like I want to keep working on my style more, especially this year. I mentioned in my previous video that I want to like build a capsule wardrobe. I need someone to sponsor me. Like, I need these clothing brands to want to work with me, so I can just get into my best dressed era and just continue to grow in it. Like, that's something I want to do so bad. But yeah, guys, I get my outfit inspo from myself and my head. The next question is, how do you deal with body dysmorphia suffering? I don't know. I don't think I have body dysmorphia. I think obviously because it's like you get diagnosed most. It's like you can't self-diagnose body dysmorphia. But I feel like maybe in this question I could like maybe speak on it in the sense of just like self-image issues or insecurities, I guess. For me, guys, it just came with accepting that I'm not 16 anymore, you know, especially with as someone who kind of like got into my teen years and I had the quote unquote perfect body. People always talk about, oh, you've got such nice curves, you've got like a nice body shape or whatever. Obviously as I grow, my body changes, you know. I'm a woman now. I'm no longer the 16, 18, 21-year-old that I was. So just for me, it's become a matter of realizing that that's not who I am anymore. I'm not going to look like I did when I was 16, and it's a bit unrealistic for anyone to expect me to look like how I did when I was 21. It doesn't make sense. Do you look like how you were at 21, you know? I mean, there are some people who have genetics like that where your body doesn't change much, but for like most of us as like curvier girlies, your body is going to change. So just embrace the change as it happens. I think for me, that's how I've done it. I've just told myself, my body is going to change. My body is changing. And even though obviously there are times where I look at it, I'm just like, what's going on? You know, I just like try and remind myself that I'm growing. My body's getting to the age where it wants me to have babies. So it's trying to accommodate babies. And that's why like everything is happening the way it is. And I won't always look like I did when I was younger. And obviously, if it's something that you want to change, maybe if you want to lose weight and stuff, just like building a healthier lifestyle and like following that kind of helps, obviously, but being graceful to yourself, because it won't happen overnight. You won't lose all the weight overnight. You won't change your body overnight. So just realizing that it's going to take a bit of time, but as long as you're making the right choices and eating right, working out, all of that stuff, then it'll come, you know. I also think something we don't talk about enough is how Instagram and like the filters and stuff like that actually kind of distort how you feel about yourself, you know. Just also like being mindful, okay, with the filters and all of that on Instagram also helps. Like, what's that app? Facetune, the one that the girlies love to use to give you like, you end up looking like handsome Squidward. I'm so sorry to say, I hate Facetune so much because everyone looks the same. Like, I hate it so much. Like, just staying away from apps like that, because obviously that's going to add on to just how you feel about yourself, because you're going to feel like what I'm seeing on my pictures that I've edited versus what I'm seeing in the mirror is not the same. So kind of steering away from like overly editing pictures and stuff like that also helps. In my opinion, I don't know, I don't have all the answers to this thing, because now sometimes I have my days where I just feel like, oh my gosh, what the hell is going on? Like, my boobs are growing, my bum is growing, my hips are growing, I'm getting stretch marks, like, what's happening, you know? But, hey, Sana, I'm not going to look like I was at 21. I'm not going to pressurize myself to look like that as well. Learning to love my body, and I will change or like make the changes that I want to make, but it's just about giving yourself grace as well as you're making those changes, because honestly, what can we say? It's God's will. The next question is content creation full-time, or do I want to do a regular like 9-to-5 traditional job? I feel like what a lot of people don't know is that I actually did have a 9-to-5 regular job last year and the year before. I was there for like a year and a few months. I worked for a company based in the UK. I was in the social media team, marketing team. And I really liked that. I feel like that's something that made me realize that I actually really have a passion for, you know, because it was also low-key tied into content creation in a way. It just made me realize the behind the scenes. So yeah, working in marketing was really nice. I think it's something I would still want to do, you know, if I'm not going to do content creation full-time, because I think I spoke on that obviously earlier in the video, that I feel like I just don't know how the longevity in being a full-time content creator is, because it's still quite a new career in this country. So yeah, I think marketing or digital marketing is something I'm really interested in. Maybe one day I'd start my own agency, just like I want to like gain experience and stuff in that, obviously. Because I really, really enjoy it. It doesn't feel like a drag or whatever, you know. I just want to deepen my knowledge there. And maybe one day start my own business. Like, I had the thoughts to start a hair business so long. Like, for so long, I've always like thought, but I want to sell hair. I feel like I love looking good. I love good hair. I love all of that stuff. I just need to actually be maybe more intentional about that. I just don't know if I'm an entrepreneur, guys. I don't know. You know, there are people who are born with it, who just have that drive and that thing within them. I don't know if I have it, you know. And I think that's something I've been kind of like trying to figure out. Do I have the vim for entrepreneurship? But I feel like that would really be cool. If I were to like ever start a business, I'd probably be selling hair and stuff, because that's my thing. People are always asking me about my hair. I've always been good with hair. If you followed me for a while on my Instagram, you'd know that I used to do hair. For people, I used to do people's hair. I used to do my own hair. I used to braid. So hair's just always been my thing. And I feel like something I'm just really good at. I've got a good eye for it. So maybe I'll do that. But yeah, I think I just need to figure out if entrepreneurship is my thing. But I feel like the only way I'd figure it out is if I actually just start and then see if it's gonna work out for me. So maybe it's a matter of just starting. Oh guys, I love this Yardley powder. Like, it's so good because I had been told that I should get the Huda Beauty powder. It eats, like, I think maybe it's a good dupe because I had checked on TikTok. I was like, what can I get from like your Clicks and Discam on a budget for like powder? And I saw this one and I'm so glad I just went with it. Yeah, I'm really just liking how it sets my under. I'm obviously going to blend. That's why I look a bit crazy right now. I'm still going to blend my makeup out, but it really sets it, and it gives me a nice matte under eye because, like I said earlier, I've got oily skin. So I just really love how it sets my makeup. Like, I'm so glad I actually just went with it. The next question is, how did you and Basi become friends? Both of us can never answer this question when people ask us because I can't tell you for a fact. I think we started out by like interacting on Twitter because we followed each other on Twitter, and then we'd like DM each other stuff and just kiki about it. And then I can't remember what is the official let's hang out thing because her and I have like kind of been friends. We've been friends since maybe I'd say 2017, 2016. Yeah, 2016, 2017. But like obviously became really closer 2023 when we started hanging out really frequently and seeing each other. But like even prior to that, I'd always invite her to my birthdays. She'd always invite me to her birthdays. So we've always like had, you know, a good relationship. You see, when I had moved to PE to study, we weren't seeing each other. We weren't really keeping up with what's going on in each other's lives. We just see each other's posts and just catch up here and there. But we never like really, you know, hung out or like were serious about our friendship during that time or during COVID. So I think we just both like just decided, we hung out maybe once and we're like, this is actually so much fun, we should do this some more. And then just ended up hanging out again. We go from there more and more, and that's how we became like really close. I guess I'd say we were just like mutuals that interacted and then decided let's hang out, and then from there became friends and obviously grew closer then with over time or whatever. But I can't tell you a straightforward this is exactly what happened and when. I don't know, but that's how we became friends. So for the sake of time, I did my eye makeup off camera. Don't beat me up. I'm going to drop a tutorial on my TikTok, so please check that out. But basically, I'm actually going to wrap this video up soon. I feel like it's going to be too long now. And that's why I had to do my eye makeup off camera, because I felt like my time is up. I feel like I've been talking for too long. But anyways, the last question is, how have I been dealing with grief? I feel like I've actually spoken pretty openly about losing my mom and my sister. That's something that was obviously very life-changing. Hey guys, and am I really dealing with it, or is it dealing with me? But jokes aside, I feel like, hey Bandla, I don't know how to answer that question. I feel like grief has its days. There are times where you feel like you're fine and you're surviving and you're coping, but there are also times where you feel like, oh my word, I can't believe this, you know? So it's not a linear process, and I think I've just been taking it in by feeling every emotion as it comes, you know, and just allowing myself to feel those emotions so that I'm not prolonging my healing process. I feel like once you avoid the feels and you avoid, you know, just feeling sad if you're feeling sad or crying if you're crying, you're not helping yourself or doing yourself a favor, you know. So honestly, I'm someone who just speaks up openly about how I'm feeling and just grieving and not feeling like shame, because sometimes it feels like you end up feeling like, okay, people have said sorry so many times. There's only so many times people can say sorry. But it's fine. Like, don't feel like you want to, like, cage in how you're feeling or not be vocal about, you know, grieving and just feeling sad and stuff, because you're just like, abantu are going to get tired of me. If people get tired, then let them go. Like, those are people that shouldn't be in your life, I feel like people who actually really care about you will allow you to feel those emotions and, you know, comfort you in the best way that they can. But anyone who makes you feel bad for grieving or makes you feel bad for having bad days because of grief shouldn't be in your life, honestly. I feel like, personally, I'm very just honest with my friends, my partner, everyone, even my sister. Sometimes I'll call her if I'm sad and I'll be like, yo, don't be, you know, Ziyakhala today. And I'm allowed to feel that way. You know, you're allowed to deal with grief. You're allowed to feel sad. You're allowed to feel angry. I think I felt anger for a long time, but I feel like not so much anymore. I feel like I'm more in the acceptance stage. It's been quite a few years since I've lost my mom and my sister, so I've had time to kind of start accepting that, okay, these people are gone, and just remember them in a positive light, you know. Not to say that I don't feel sad about it. Obviously, there are times where I feel like I'm sad, but it's not like a all the time occurrence. Sometimes I'll just reminisce on like happy memories and just like, you know, feel that as well. But yeah, just allow yourself to feel, man. This thing is not easy. There's no formula to this thing, you know. And I feel like that's what I've learned with grief. Uba akukho expiry date. It's not gonna stop at some point, and you're never gonna think about it again. It's going to keep coming back, and as it keeps coming back to you, just embrace it and feel it, and let those feelings pass through. Don't try to like hold on to them or hoard them or hide them, because then you're just doing yourself a disservice in the long run. I love the setting mist so much. Someone said it's giving got to be glue on our faces, and you know what, I low-key agree. Like the consistency of it does feel like it kind of does feel like hairspray, but hey, I don't feel like Loreàl would do us dirty like that. There's no way they're giving us hairspray to put on our faces. I don't want to believe that, but I'm actually going to do my lip combo now off camera. You guys probably follow me on TikTok. If you don't, what are you doing? Follow me on TikTok. My tutorial is on there for my lip combo. Please check it out. Please do leave a like, guys. I need my TikTok to boom. Please leave a like. But I'm going to do my lip combo and then show you guys the finished look. And then I'm going to quickly get dressed and shoot my content because the sun is actually leaving me now. So I need to wrap it up. Okay, guys. So here is the finished look. I feel like my makeup is sitting so nicely. I keep getting better and better and better. Shout out to this powder, guys. This Yardley powder, I feel like just has elevated how my makeup looks. Because I used to use a banana powder, but I feel like this one looks better because it's not yellow. This powder has changed my life. I'm really happy also with just how my base looks. I feel like my base made this look what it is right now. Super happy. But yeah, guys, let me wrap this video up and go shoot my content. Thank you so much for tuning in this far. If you've made it, really appreciate it. And if you do see the post, probably you will see it by the time that this video is up. Please leave a like on my Instagram. If you see any post that you haven't seen before, just leave a like there. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Let me go curl my hair properly and go get my content. But see you guys in the next video. Bye.